Oh, hello, and thank you for joining me. I'm Timbo Took, and this is a joy of painting Middle-earth, a time when we come together to paint the most fantastic landscapes Middle-earth has to offer, and maybe we'll paint a scary one a time or two. That can be quite fun, you know. Now, I may not be the best painter in the Shire, but I do love it so, and I'd love for you to paint right along with me. So if you're ready, grab your paints and your brushes, and let's go on an adventure. Oh, thank you for joining me. And again, this is a very special day because today marks the second year of Timbo Took and the Joy of Painting Middle-earth. That's right, we've been doing this for a whole year together already. It seems like time has just flown, and I appreciate all of you, whether you joined me at the beginning or you've just found me. I appreciate you joining the fellowship and coming along on the adventure. Now, we've got our canvas prepared today. And the way we've prepared it is we've put down that magic white, that liquid white that the blue wizard taught us to put down. That's right, Bob Ross the Blue. He used to come to the Shire once a week when I was just a boy, and he taught us all how to paint. It was so fun. So we've got that down, and we're doing a wet-on-wet technique. So what I'm doing here is I've got some ultramarine blue. That's right, our colors are ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, sap green, burnt umber, ivory black, cadmium lemon, that's right, yellow ochre, and of course titanium white. So we've already got some white down on this canvas. And what are we going to paint today? Oh, we're going to paint the Shire. That's right, Bag End. Go back to where it all started, just to begin our second year. So what we're going to do, if your canvas shakes too much, if the easel shakes too much, just put a big old hobbit foot on there and then do some of these crisscross strokes. We're using ultramarine blue, which is a fairly light blue today. We just want this nice pleasant sky in the Shire. That's right, just put it up at the top. Just mix it together. Don't make it solid, just one color. That's right. We want this to show some clouds and things. So we just mix that together and bring it down. There we go. And you can see that magic white. It's already mixing in with our blue, and it's making it a little lighter as it comes down. So we start in the corners, and we bring that down. There we go. We're not having a lot of sky today. That's right, we're doing Bag End. So we're going to have hills and all these sorts of things in here. So we just bring that together, bring that down, and you can see these white spots. That's where our clouds are. And that's all the further we need to bring it down. That's right. Now, if you want to just clean off that brush down here, we're not putting in any water today. Maybe we'll put a pond, I don't know. But that just kind of cleans that brush off. Now we're going to clean the brush the rest of the way in our odorless paint thinner. That's right. We just wash it off in our bucket here. Now we're inside the hobbit hole, so we're not going to beat the Sauron out of the brush on the easel. We just come down into our rubbish bin. There we go. Oh, yes. That's my favorite part. Beating the Sauron out of the brush. Oh, look, that ivory black. It's sneaking away on me. Oh, my paints are getting oily. I need to get new paints. Oh, and a new palette, too. Well, this is a good palette. It's a good palette, but it's a little small, so I think I want to get a new palette. We'll have one of those coming along soon. All right, here we go. So we have our brush. It's cleaned off. And we're just going to take it and we're going to soften up this sky. Just take out those brush marks. There we go. Just gently bring it across. There we are. And you see when you do that, those places where the clouds will be, those will show up. We're just going to put in a few clouds today. So we'll just come to our titanium white. We have our fan brush. Just go right in here. Just load that up on the brush. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take a corner of this fan brush. And we'll just look around. You see, oh, it looks like there's some clouds right here. Just Just circle that in. There we go. There we go. Just bring it down this way and that. There we are. Come back. Let's get some more of that titanium white. We'll put another cloud. Oh, just floating by over here. There we go. And we're picking up some of that ultramarine blue as we go across. That's okay. We'll mix that down together. There we go. Maybe right up here. Just a little one up there. And then just clean off that brush again. Just in that odorless paint thinner. Oh, we had quite a bit on there. It's throwing it back. It's spitting it back at me. Oh, we just need to be careful with that. Now let's go. Oh, we've got a clean, dry 2-inch brush. We're just going to come and just take the bottom edge of that cloud and just soften it out. Leaving that top edge. There we go. Just little circles there. And you see how that does that. There we are. There we are. Just knock the paint off the brush. Now we're going to take that and we're just going to lift and pull. Just like the breeze. And you'll see those stringy things come up. That's not a big deal. Oh, don't worry about that too much. There we go. We're just putting in a quick sky today. Just knock off any of that paint you've picked up. And just come across very lightly, very lightly. Oh, it's being a little heavy-handed with this brush. There we go. Now, of course, if you want to soften that out a bit more, we do have our blender brush. That's right. If you just want to soften that out, just take that. Just these nice little wispy clouds. That's all there is to it. There we go. There we go. Now we've got our sky in there. Just there. And that's just in the background. That's all there is to it. Just in the background. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our hills in. So we have one way off back here, and then there will be one in front. So let's do the one that's in the back first. That's what we want to do. Oh, and you know Bag End, Oh, that is where old Mr. Bilbo lived. There we go. Just picking up some of that sap green. Now remember, we have the magic white down on the canvas. So we're just going to put this in. We're just going to quickly, we just come in with this hill, just making the outline of that. There we go. It's going to come down this way. And then we just tap that in. This is just going to be a grassy hill. Maybe we'll put a few trees in there. There we are. And you see those colors, they just blend together. And by using the brush kind of straight up and down and just tapping, you see it gives it that illusion of grass right in there. There we go. You just come at that, just tapping that in, back and forth. Bring that down if the paint's heavier in one place. Just pop it out. There we are. There we are. Just put those lines. Come back. Get a little more of our sap green. There we go. We're just filling up the space here. That's right. Just filling this up. Now as we get down towards the bottom, we'll darken that up a bit. We'll make it darker when it gets down towards the bottom. But again, we're just putting it on the tip of the brush and we're just tapping it on, giving it that grassy appearance. And now we're going to come, this hill comes up real high in our painting. Just comes right over this way. And we'll have a tree on this hill. And he just comes down like this. Right down here, maybe. The path comes up. And now we just fill this in. There we go. There we go. Maybe. With that dark on there, we just show that there's a path that goes this way, goes back that way. Oh, I don't know. There we are. All right. Let's maybe fill this area in dark here, because this is kind of the top of the hill, and this is the side of the hill that might not be getting as much sun in there. So let's just take our sap green just right into the dark part of the sap green. And let's just fill this in. We just want to make that dark there. This, of course, is where bag end will be. We'll put bag end right in this dark spot here. That just gives us something to work off of. Now I think we need to put in a few trees before we go any further, because this is the Shire, and the Shire has trees. Oh, pop it up here and there. So I'm just going to take this brush that has the green, I'm just going to set it off to the side, because I'll probably come back to that. Now let's come to our fan brush. We're going to make a dark trunk color, and we'll just put the indication of some tree trunks. We'll put one right back here. There we go. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll take our palette knife. Let's take our palette knife for that job. Just getting that dark kind of green brown color here. And let's just put a tree in like this. Right there. There we go. And of course we'll make some indication of trunks there. And we'll pop some leaves over that. There we go. And we'll do another one right here. Right here. We'll put a tree right there. These aren't real big trees, because those are a little further away. We make it a little bigger down at the bottom. There we go. And then we'll just give the indication maybe of some branches that come this way and that. And we'll cover those. So don't you worry. Maybe another here. Not too many trees in this part. Not too many trees. There we go. Now, of course, right above Bilbo's place, we've got a big tree there. So let's put in a big tree. We'll just use that palette knife as I showed you. That's right. Oh, and you know this hobbit hole, the most famous hobbit hole around, bag end. That's right. And we'll just put in this guy. Oh, it's not behaving. What are you doing? I'm trying to do a painting for these people. And the canvas just, it might have a little too much paint on there. So if you put it on a little thick, we can just come in, scrape out where that tree is going to be. Maybe it's a big gnarly tree. There we go. We'll give him a big trunk there. That's what we'll do. Just wipe off that paint. Let's get that brown again. Now we'll come back to it. There we go. Leave it. It's pulling right off. What did I do? I've done too much paint. So, that's okay. We don't make mistakes. As Bob Ross the Blue used to say, we just make happy accidents. Let's just go to our fan brush and we'll just put him in like this. Put him right there. Make that tree gnarly. Bring some roots down at the bottom. There we go. Digging right into that hill. Bring them out. There we are. Just bring that across. And you see, what happened there was, I believe I put a little too much of that magic white down. And so what it is my paint is having a hard time. A thick paint will have a hard time sticking to a thick paint. So we might need to just use a tad of that paint thinner. Just thin that out. There we go. And let's give this guy, let's bring a big old branch right over this way. Oh, look at that guy. Look at that. If we got to make him bigger, we will. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that branch. There we are. Bring another one up this way. Oh, this would be a good climbing tree, that's for sure. Oh, maybe one of those trees you like to climb up and read some books. Oh, do you have any favorite books? Oh, I do. Oh, one of them's called The Hobbit. That's right. Oh, yes. Oh, Mr. Bilbo's tale, there and back again. How he took off adventuring with those dwarves, and they went off to fight the dragon Smaug. There we go. We'll put this in. We don't want to take all night on this tree. It'll be bedtime for everybody, and I'll still be here working on this tree. So that's what we do. Now let's just come to our 2-inch brush. And what we want to do is we want to make another dark green here, right here. We're just going to tap that into the brush, just on the corner of that 2-inch brush. And then what we'll do is we're just going to fill this up with some leaves. Twisting your brush this way and that. And what that is, that's putting those dark leaves underneath. And we'll come back and we'll highlight those. There we go. That's starting to lighten up a little too much. So we just go back to our dark color. Get it on. There we go. All the way up. Knock off that light. Come back to our dark. There we go. This will come way down. There we are. And it'll get darker and darker in the back. Almost a little too dark back there. There we go. There we are. And let's do the same to these ones. Just pop that on. And we'll come back and we'll give some highlight on these trees. There we go. Some of them stretch up a little further than others. There we are. And knock off some of that brighter color. Come back to that darker green. And the same on this side. There we go. Now, let's take that brush and we'll clean that. That brush is getting awful messy. Beat the sorrow out of it. There we go. There we go. Let's come to one of our 1-inch brush. And we're just going to lighten up some of these leaves. We're going to highlight this. So just coming up to some of that lighter green and just tap this into the brush here. Tap that in. Really want to tap that in. There you go. So you load it up. And now we just come on here. And we're just going to put in some highlights right over those darker leaves. That's right. Just tap that in, and what that does is that just gives you those areas. Some are light, some are dark. Let's even give that brush some, just give it a little bit of paint thinner. So as we come up and we tap that on, there we go. And you see right there, just highlighting those leaves. And so we have this yellow and this kind of light green. So we'll switch back and forth, put in some light green there. And it'll get darker as you go over those dark spots. You'll pick some of that up. There we go. There we go. Just coming into some of that yellow now. Just tap that in. Just so it leaves some individual spots. There we go. Just those individual leaves. Not quite as golden as Lorien, that's for sure. That's for sure. And those will darken up a bit as you come lower. There we go. So now we have our tree there. Let's highlight these over here. So just come right around the top there. There you go. Just think about how the top will see more of that sunlight than the bottom will. So you highlight the top and don't come down so far with those highlights. Same on this one. There we go. So you see how that light and dark play together. There we go. Wash off the brush. All right. Now we want to darken things up a little bit. Now there'd be some shadow on this tree. Right in the grass, so it'll be a little darker under there. There we go. There we go. And we're just taking that 1-inch brush now. It looks like we have quite a bit of paint on here. So what I'm going to do, now we have that color pushed in there. So we're just kind of scraping off this area. This is where bag end is going to be. You can do that, scrape that off. You can even take a paper towel. If you feel like you have too much paint on the canvas, you can take a paper towel and you can wring that right off. That's if you're going to be putting in some details. So what we've done is we've stained our canvas with this color, but we're pulling that paint off. So we're not putting it in quite so much paint. There we go. That's right. Now what we have here, we can kind of scrape in. We have, oh, that door. That famous door and the round windows. There we go. Now we're going to use some of our yellow ochre. We want a nice tan color here that we're going to make our walls out of. Grab some white, mix in with that as well. That's a good color for a hobbit home. But this isn't just any hobbit home. Of course, it's bag end. There we go. So we're just going to come here and we'll put this in. Just kind of outlining where that door is. Of course, we'll put the door in when we're done with this. Now this will have bushes and things that are all overgrown over it. We just want to put in the basic shape of our hobbit hole there. Now this takes a little more precision than when you're doing clouds and just grass and things. So you just want to come in and put it on. So we put it there. We'll do another spot right over here where maybe there's another window that's looking out. There we go. And there's another room that sticks out back here. And the hill will come down and just kind of swallow that up. So we just put that in. There we go. Now you say, Timbo, that looks like a mess. That looks like a mess. And hopefully it won't the whole time. Hopefully it won't the whole time. Now we're going to come in and we're going to take some of our alizarin crimson and let's just bring that right down here. And let's mix up a brick color. There we go. That's what we want. Color that the bricks would be. And we'll put in some bricks here. Right here. Just at the bottom. There we go. Some more over here. I know this is a little more detailed and patient work than we usually do. I know, trust me. Trust me, I know. There we go. Now what we want, I'm going to come to this palette knife, make up just a touch more of our brick color here. Mix that up. Cut it off on the knife. And now what we're going to do is we're going to give an outline to the door. There we go. Wipe off any color that you picked up. And of course, these doors were round. Not the easiest for painting, no. No. A square door would be much easier to paint. Oh, these hobbit holes. They'll challenge you, yes they will. Now we're just going to have to turn our knife up this way. And you say, oh, Timbo, that looks like a mess. Oh, Timbo, that looks like a mess. And oh, I'm afraid you're correct. I'm afraid you are right. So we just put this, just touch in these bricks. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now, if you want to take your time and use little brushes and go through this and do all that different work, oh, feel free. Take as much time as you want. I just like to show you kind of the possibility of where to start, what to start with. There we go. And you say, oh, Timbo, what about the green door? What about that green door? Well, we're just going to pretend we're back. We're back in our little hobbit childhoods. Just getting a little color right on our finger. And we're going to put that green door in just like that. Just like that. This green door comes right here. There we go. Oh, and we might be picking up a little bit of the brick color. That's okay. There we go. Just wipe that off. Now we'll just scratch some lines in the door. See how that works? Oh, yes. And then, of course, there was that golden knob right there. Right there in the center. Ah. The green decided to eat it up. Don't do that, green. There we go. There we go. Now if we just put a little ivory black on our finger there. You can just put in a few windows. There we go. Over there. Over there. There we are. Alright, so let's put some bricks over on this one. Right there. There we go. Should have used this one in the first place. Should have used this one in the first place. And of course there's a chimney sticking out. Got to have the chimney. There we go. So we just put our chimney in. Then what we do is we'll just take a little bit of white. Mix up a lighter brick color, and we'll just do it on one side. There we are. And grab a little white and just put a topper right on there. Ah, there we go. I'm ruining things. All right. There we are. Now just come back. Oh, I still have some yellow on there. We don't want to do that. Just come back and we can put some lines in there. There we are. Put some lines in your bricks here. Lines in the bricks there. There we go. And in your windows you can even scrape out a little frame. There we go. Hopefully your hand's steadier than mine. That easy. Just scrape out the frame. There we go. And then you say, oh, Timbo, that looks terrible. It looks like they're just floating around out there. Well, I know we have to put some bushes and things right around them. So we'll just bring this down. And there we go. We just fill that in just with our bushes and our hill. Just swallowing it up. There we go. Just give it some of that personality. Same on this side, just come in. This is all just growing right around it. There we are. It'll just swallow it up and take it over. Eventually, if nobody ever trimmed this back, it would just eat bag end up whole. There we go. And come right here. Right down between them. If you pick up a little of the other colors, just tap it off your brush and come back. There we go. And from here a path comes out. There we are. Now we can start filling in some details. And we need some grass right at the bottom of that chimney, otherwise it looks like it's floating. It's just coming right out of the hill. There we go. There we are. And you see how we just give shape to that hill. There we go. Now let's work on some other things here. Oh, maybe we have some steps that come out. How about that? How about that? We want to make up a gray, kind of a gray stony color here. Mix that up. Gonna need some more white in there. All our colors are mixing together. We've kind of kept a messy palette today. Oh. There we are. Let's wipe off that palette knife. Start with a clean palette knife and just scrape off a row of paint. And then that's going to come out right from there. Kind of a patio. There we go. Now we're going to make some steps. Some steps that come out. That had a lot of paint that came off on it. So, as I said, we don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. Just pull that back off. And let's just start again. There we go. Before I had too much paint, and now not enough paint is coming off. There we go. There's our steps. And maybe we have a wall over here. Just that dark color in there. That'll be a wall. Now let's put some bushes and things. So we're going to clean off that 1-inch brush. And we're just going to come to this dark green color first. Darken that up, just pop that in. And let's make some bushes. Let's see, there we go. Swallow up that wall right there. Now we want to highlight that a bit. So we'll put a little paint thinner on there so our paint starts sticking a little better. There we go. I know that sounds backwards, but that is what we do. You see there? Just pop that in. There we are. That row of bushes there. There we go. Let's knock that off. Come back to some of our yellow, and we'll put some highlights over here. Right on the top. There we go. That was a little too thick. There we are. And on the edge. There we go. And put some here. Bring it down underneath. There we are. And up the side. All right. Now we want a fence that comes in front there. That's what we want. Take our brown and we'll put in a fence post here. Maybe. And we'll put one right here. There we go. We're picking up more paint than we're putting down, that's for sure. All right. What we do is just get that a little wet. There we are. We'll have one right in front there. One right there. There it is, and it just goes back off that way. So what we want to do is we want to put some fence posts on here. There we go. Another one right there, right there. Cross that over. And here. Just go down. This will be where our gate is at. There we go. You see it comes together. There we are. I probably should have chosen a fence design that would go a little faster. But that's okay. Goes right off. There we go. Now let's make our gate. And then if you want, you can put a sign right there that says no admittance except on party business. All right, now let's put in a path. Oh, Mr. Bilbo had a path leading right up to his place. So we'll come into that brown and we'll just do this path here. Just push that path right out in front. That's all we're doing. Just bring that right down in front there. And it goes off this way. And that path goes back this way. Maybe the path goes back round the hill. There we are. Now let's put in, oh, there's another wall right here. We just want to put this in There we go. Just a retaining wall. Just cut into the hill. There we are. Now we can come and we can put some grass right over the top here. Right over the top. A lot of those different greens in there. Those things going on. And again, just tap that up. Just tap that on there. That grass will push that path back just a little ways. And then we can come, bring it right down this way, right in front of this wall here. There we go. There we go. There we are. All right. That's a fun little bag end. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that one. And thank you again for being here on year number 2, the first painting of the second year of Timbo Took and the Joy of Painting Middle-earth. I do appreciate you being here. Remember to click that like button if you've made it this far. I should have said that a long time ago, but I do thank you for being here. Enjoy, goodbye, and God bless.